and the chance to come back to America legally. If you don't, you will be caught, fined, detained, and forcefully removed. Under President Trump's strong leadership, we follow the law, and our border is secure.
You've made enough noodles to circle the planet. That could leave those masterful fingers in chronic pain. Our advanced treatments keep you playing on.
Now at 5 o'clock, we continue to follow this breaking news out of Ventura County. A fire there consuming land very, very quickly and prompting mandatory evacuations. The news at 5 begins right now.
NBC4 News at 5 starts with breaking news.
We continue to cover that breaking news, the fire in Ventura County that has burned now more than 1,000 acres. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Kathy Vara, in today for Michael Brownlee. This one is called the Canyon Fire. This has been burning for more than 3.5 hours in the Val Verde area near Lake Piru. News Chopper 4 was above it all. The entire Lake Piru area is now closed. Evacuations have been ordered from Lake Piru south to Highway 126 between Center Street and the LA County line.
We can tell you the smoke from this fire can be seen for miles, and they are hitting this with everything. From the aerial assault, you see a fixed wing right there. They have Lake Piru as well for resources. Crews. We have a crew headed to the fire right now. We'll bring you live updates as soon as they arrive. In the meantime, this is that smoke cloud I've been talking about. News Chopper 4 overhead with more on that. Ileana?
It's a huge plume of smoke, Colleen. We just took off from Whiteman Airport after refueling, and we could see it even from there. So this plume is visible from the San Fernando Valley. It is laying down across areas like Val Verde, and then eventually Castaic, jumping over that 5 freeway. And if you're in the Palmdale area, you're also seeing the smoke from this fire. Again, this is the Canyon Fire. It started at about 1:30. The cause of it is still under investigation, but it started just east of the lake, and that whole area is now under an evacuation order. And just to the east of that, there's really not too much in the way of homes in this area that I'm showing you here, this mountainous area, but there are some. There's a lot of ranches they're scattered throughout. But beyond that, continuing east, as you approach the 5 freeway, that's really where you get into more populated areas like Val Verde and Oak Canyon. Those areas are now under a mandatory evacuation order, and there's other areas nearby that are under an evacuation order. That means for you, if you're under that evacuation order, it's time to go. If you're under an evacuation warning, you still have some time, but if you do move a little bit slower, let's say you have some animals that you need to tend to as well, now may be the time to start gathering your things and evacuate.
All right. Thank you. You can't help but notice, Kathy, as we look at this plume of smoke, it really is just sitting over the area that's been burned. This fire burning as we deal with potentially dangerous temperatures out there. Digit heat in the forecast.
A really good time to bring in meteorologist Melissa McGee. She joins us with a look at when things will start to cool off, but we're also talking about conditions for the fire. It's dry. It's very hot.
Yeah, that's right, Kathy and Colleen. It is sunny and dry all across Southern California, and we're also having an issue because of the smoke as a result of the Canyon Fire drifting into LA County. So current observation data, and you can see we've got temperatures in and around that in the 90s, 96 degrees close to Santa Felicia Canyon Road. Relative humidity down to 19%. Winds in some spots gusting anywhere from about 20 to 30 miles per hour. So in addition to the fire, we're actually a fire warning for LA County. So what does that mean? That means that we are watching in Ventura County, close to Lake Piru, a rapidly spreading wildfire, and that fire is crossing very close to the LA County line and the border. So just a heads up that some of the smoke from that fire can drift into our region as we go throughout the rest of the evening hours. We don't like to see relative humidity numbers this low. That's why we've got a rapid fire growth and a concern for that. We're down to 10% in Van Nuys, down to the single digits there in San Bernardino, and at 9%. Here's the story today. It was hotter, and you felt it when you stepped outside. 104 Victorville, same thing in San Bernardino, 97 in West Covina. We've got 99 at this hour in Lancaster, 101 degrees there in Van Nuys. So we'll talk about what we can expect. 90s in the triple digits will continue away from the coast. Air quality is a big concern. And then once we get into the weekend, temperatures cool by about 5 degrees. But despite that, we're still above average. So we'll go over the details and the air quality concerns coming up with your First Alert forecast. Kathy, back over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. We'll keep you up to date on the fire and also the hot weather. Our NBCLA app will tell you just how hot it is in your neighborhood. But right now, back to the fire. Telemundo reporter Luis Trecto live in Ventura County with a closer look at the fire right now. Luis.
Kathy, we're located here in the city of Castaic, and the fire is actively burning behind these hills and this residential area. As we arrive at this location, our phones alerted us that is under an evacuation order that it was issued for the Hazley Canyon area. This fast-moving brush fire erupted near Lake Peru in Ventura County shortly after 2 p.m. and it's now moving towards Los Angeles County. The canyon fire has prompted also evacuation orders in the Balberry area west of Castaic, in the area east of Lake Peru, but it's spreading rapidly. Initially, it was estimated that it had burned about 30 acres. The blaze has grown rapidly, and within the last hours, the Ventura Fire Department estimates that it has searched for 1,000 acres. There are ranch houses in front of the fire. Some surrounding neighborhoods of the Balberry area are also under an evacuation warning. Fire crews from Ventura and Los Angeles counties are battling the flames with assistance from the National Forest and 4 aircrafts that are on scene. Additional resources are en route. We spoke earlier with the neighbor. Told us that he is ready to evacuate, that this is not the first time this year that they face a fire in this area. And it's also important to mention that this is one of the access roads where the fire department gets to the hotspot where the fire is, and it's blocked for the public in general, but we've seen a lot of fire trucks from LA County, a lot of support that is coming to assist in this fire. This is 0% containment at this point, and we're going to be following, of course, the developments of the fire, and we're going to have you more in the next hour. That's the report live from Castaic. NBC4 News, back to you.
Luis, thank you so much. Teams on that will keep you up to date. Meanwhile, more breaking news. The Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court order restricting immigration enforcement in Southern California. Now, this is all tied to the temporary restraining order that barred federal agents from stopping or arresting people based on the language they speak or where they work. The Justice Department said that federal agents consider those factors. Specifically, in Los Angeles, it considers a, quote, top enforcement priority.
The president's push comes after yet another immigration operation at a Home Depot, this time in San Bernardino. Witnesses say more than 6 SUVs pulled up and federal agents detained several workers. Hours later, activists and community members came together, calling this operation racist and unjust. We reached out to ICE about this particular operation, but have not heard back.
We're also learning more about the pregnant U.S. arrest by ICE agents Wednesday. We first told you about the arrest last night at 11 after agents rushed her to the hospital because she was having abdominal pains. Macaulay Medina just talked to her again today. He has new details on what's happening with this story. Mac.
Well, Kathy, Sabrina Medina is her name. We now know why she was arrested. She had an outstanding warrant from about 12 years ago. It was her. She said she thought that case was closed and she had no idea she had a warrant, but she also says she believes federal agents are using that warrant as a tactic, a pressure tactic, she says, to look for her undocumented husband.
I know they're trying to use any technique to get to my husband, but they're wrong. I don't know where he's at.
This is video from social media that shows that arrest Wednesday. Sabrina apparently says she was